24-year-old Ryan Singleton dead in California desert. All organs missing. Good afternoon. Well, another young black male came up missing, and then when they found the body, his organs were gone, including the corneas. Now you know about the story that I provided a few years ago relative to the Israeli Defense Force being in Haiti and the box of corneas there in Haiti. Now, this story indicates there were no organs. Right now, there is no cause of death. There were no eyes, no heart, no lungs. There was no liver, and there were no kidneys. All of those organs were gone. Now you have the sheriff and the police. They make up all of these tall tales when these deaths happen to these young black men. When they're hung, they claim that it was a suicide, even though the hands are tied behind the back. And now they're claiming that, well, perhaps it was just animals. Well, animals don't just pick out organs and eat organs in the body. The organs were gone. They don't just pick out eye corneas, and the eye corneas are missing. I've stated in the past, one kidney on the market is selling for over $60,000. And lungs, livers, those are even far more in price. So what we have going on in America and in other areas of the world are a group of people who are feasting upon the organs of young black people. This is what's going on. A vampire type behavior. These are people who believe that they deserve your organs more than you deserve your organs. So that when they look at you, they're looking at money. They're looking at another life. They're looking at an extended life. They're looking at what they would like to have for themselves, eternity. This is what they're looking at, especially with these melanated organs. Black people all around the world, it is time for you to become more aware. And it is time for you to be warriors when others are out to savage you and your children.
A potential murder mystery 2,000 miles away leaves an Atlanta family with a lot of heartbreaking questions.
Tonight, a Maplewood mother searches for answers about her son's death, including why internal organs were missing from his body. Fox 5's George Franco joining us from Control A with tonight's top story. George.
Deidre and Russ, 24-year-old Brian Singleton left Metro Atlanta in early July to chase his dream of becoming an actor or model in Hollywood. Instead of dreams coming true, his mother is now living a nightmare, wondering about her son whose body turned up near one of the most inhospitable places on earth, Death Valley, California.
He went to Las Vegas during a weekend visit and got missing in Baker, California on the way back.
Iris Flowers tell me joggers discovered the body of her son, 24-year-old Ryan Singleton, September 21st in the desert near Baker, California. That's between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. She says she'll never forget the call from police.
I said, there were no organs. He said, ma'am, there were no eyes, there was no heart, there was no lungs, there was no liver, there were no kidneys.
The San Bernardino County Coroner's Office says right now there is no cause of death. The body was severely decomposed. Animals might have been involved. The case has been sent to the Specialized Case Division because it deserves more attention than we can give it. Ms. Flowers says she was told the body was mostly intact.
Because I don't know of an animal that comes to a body and just pick out certain parts of the body. I don't think this was animal activity at all.
Ms. Flowers says Brian left Atlanta in early July, traveled to L.A., then in a rented car drove to New Mexico, Arizona, and Las Vegas. She says his car was found in the Death Valley Desert a few miles from Baker. He was last seen at a gas station in Baker in July. His body discovered a month later.
There's a surveillance picture of him being in the AM/PM store, and he was found a mile and a half or so behind the store.
Ms. Flowers says the coroner's office has released her son's remains. Now she wants to conduct an independent investigation to find out why he's dead.
The hardest part for me is not knowing, not getting any answers, and trying to get him home so we can bury him.
Ms. Flowers says a friend of her son will bring his remains back later this week. The San Bernardino County Coroner's Office in California did not give us a timeline for when their investigation will conclude. Live tonight in Control A, I'm George Franco, Fox 5 News.
It's the second time Jacqueline Johnson cried next to her son Kendrick's grave. The first time he was being lowered into the ground. This time he's being pulled out of it.
Did you ever expect you'd have to exhume his body?
No, I didn't expect to have to bury his body.
In June, Kendrick's body was sent to Florida. The Johnsons hired Dr. Bill Anderson to conduct an independent second autopsy. In that autopsy, Anderson told the Johnsons he found evidence that Kendrick died as the result of a blow to the neck and not accidental asphyxia after slipping into a rolled gym mat at school, as investigators in Georgia had said. But what Dr. Anderson did not find shocked them.
We got the body for the second autopsy. That organs, the heart, lungs, liver, etc., were not with the body.
The brain?
Brain, they were all absent.
Every organ from the top of Kendrick's head to his pelvis gone, and his family had no idea.
We have been let down again. And when we buried Kendrick, we thought we was burying Kendrick, not half a Kendrick.
I'm not sure at this point who did not return the organs to the body, but I know when we got the body, the organs were not there.
So, CNN contacted the two entities that had custody of Kendrick's body and access to his organs. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which conducted the first autopsy in January, and Harrington Funeral Home, which the Johnsons chose to embalm and prepare Kendrick's body for burial days later. A spokeswoman for the state tells CNN after its autopsy, the organs were placed in Johnson's body, the body was closed, then the body was released to the funeral home.
Police say that they have made a major corruption bust. We're awaiting a news conference following the arrest of about 30 people, including 2 New Jersey mayors and several rabbis. Officials say some of the suspects charged today were selling human organs. The suspects were allegedly involved in taking cash payments to help find organs for patients in need of transplants. It is unclear where the body parts might have come from or how many surgeries may have been done, and we're hoping to get more information at that news conference in this hour. But for more on this, joining me now from Boston is Bill Gavin, an FBI veteran of 20.
Actually 2 weeks ago, I did a video on the Afrocentricity channel, and it was about Trayvon Martin. I wasn't going to do a video about that. I wasn't going to really say anything about that, but someone requested that I say something about it, so I did. When I did this, immediately, those who monitor the videos within YouTube censored that video. Not only did they censor the video, but they locked the Afrocentricity channel for 2 weeks to assure or thinking that I would have nothing to say about this Trayvon Martin situation. Now it has come out through Dick Gregory that possibly the organs of Trayvon Martin was harvested. His body, his family did not know where his body was for 3 days. These are the reports that are out. Now, you probably know about, and if you don't, the videos that I have done over the years relative to organ harvesting. and about the state of Israel being ground zero for organ harvesting. In other words, that is where most of it is done at or headquartered from. Now, of course, you have operatives right here in the United States and in other countries of the world, but ground zero is, in fact, Israel. You've had rabbis who have been arrested, and you're going to hear Dick Gregory talk about that. I have also talked about that several years ago, and you can check that out by doing a Google search on Afrosynergy and the word organs. You'll find those videos. You have also probably heard of, and if you haven't, there's a video that I did a few years ago of a man from Israel, a big guy, who was killing blacks and taking their organs right here in the United States. Thinking about all of this, it appears that some operatives within YouTube did not want me to say anything about this Trayvon Martin situation, at least not when things were very hot and heavy, because there is possibly organ harvesting that occurred with Trayvon Martin.
Now, does this look like somebody who's getting ready to commit suicide?
Of Rizzoli Isles. I'm very excited. I just pulled into the parking lot, and we're here at the Paramount lot on Melrose. You can see out there, that's a little bit of the lot. You see the palm trees, beautiful sunny Los Angeles. And I'm gonna go in and get ready for another fun day on the set. So come on, let's go. So here we are. We're getting close to the set, and I'm just walking up now to my trailer, as you can see here. Can you see that? Detective Frost, Detective Barry Frost. That's my character. That's why I play on TV. So let's check it out. This right here is the desk, the work area. That's where I go over my lines. And sometimes I also go over my lines over here on the couch in the recreational area. So season 2, we get a nice little bump up. Very exciting. Stay tuned. Special features, exclusive content coming to you right now. So now, I've been summoned. I've been called to set. So now I'm heading out. I'm dressed, as you can see now. I'm in the uniform. You see that? That right there. That is not real. Otherwise, it would be a little bit dangerous. But thankfully, we can avoid that danger. The plastic weapon. But the uniform is authentic, according to our technical advisor. So anyway, I digress. I've been summoned to set, so let's go. And let's see what we have.